Well, Kern County students falling behind in two of the most important skills they learn in school, reading and math. State test scores show local students trailing the California average but why? Is it what's happening inside the classroom or what's happening outside of it? Now, I actually looked in behind these test scores and found educators pointing to everything from classroom behavior and attendance to a lack of accountability and parent involvement. When it comes to reading and math, thousands of Kern County students are falling behind. State data shows Kern County schools trail other schools across the state in both subjects, but educators say those numbers don't explain why so many students are struggling. State testing data for 2025-2026 shows Kern County trailing the state in both math and reading. Brian Easter, superintendent of Maple School District in Shafter and a board member for Panama Buena Vista School District, says funding isn't the problem. He believes classroom behavior is one of the biggest factors getting in the way of student learning.
In 2014, our legislature in California decided that they would ban school districts from being allowed to suspend students for willful defiance or for classroom disruptions. And fast forward, into 25-26 school year that we just finished, and you could talk to teachers from any district. Student classroom behaviors are one of their biggest concerns. It's distracting, obviously, from the learning environment.
Brian says chronic absenteeism has become a major problem and that it got worse after COVID-19.
If you go all the way back to COVID, when schools were closed and students were told to stay home, there was this shift, this mindset shift of, is school really essential?
So here's a good question. Have schools and teachers become a replacement for parents? The teachers I spoke with think so, and they believe parents should get more involved.
I think the schools are failing to I think, hold a standard. And I think we're also failing at home as parents. And when you get those two things combined, I think you get what we have currently in our education system.
Perucci says schools are being asked to take on more responsibilities, including some once handled at home.
When I grew up, you didn't move on to the third grade if you didn't master or have at least majority of the stuff mastered for the second. We don't do that anymore. We just keep moving them along the line. So the foundations aren't there from a young age. And then by the time they get to us in high school, we're really trying to just backfill.
Educators say parents can help by reading 20 minutes daily, practice basic math, limit distractions, ask their children to explain their homework, and to stay on top of their school attendance. At the same time, Kern County schools are trying to help these students.
Teacher time and everything is really spent a lot on those kids to try to bring them up to a level where they can start integrating into regular classes.
There is one caveat. School districts receive incentives when students move forward in grade.
If you're going to retain students and hold them back, which there are districts that still do that on a case-by-case basis, then you're sacrificing the funding for that student for that particular year. And so obviously that's not an attractive choice on the school end. And most parents socially don't ask for that because it is a pretty hard decision to make.
Now, no matter what, teachers and school officials both say parents need to stay engaged with their child's learning. It can make a meaningful difference.